Freakier Friday. So, kind of really regret that I reviewed all the Freaky Friday movies on my second channel because I kind of just assumed they would never do another one, but that was kind of naive of me to think. I also did not ever expect them to make a direct sequel to those movies, at least to the 2003 remake. Almost said the original, but it's not the original. So, um, I really went into this movie with kind of low expectations. I enjoyed what I saw of the trailers, but it also looked like a Disney Plus movie and kind of generic. I also never really loved the original. I do like the original. I think I actually rewatched it and I liked it quite a bit more. I think it's actually a pretty solid movie that holds up for the most part. There's just a couple beats in that movie that I think don't hold up great, but for the most part, it's a pretty solid movie. And if you've never seen it, you definitely should. But I just never been crazy about it. And then this kind of just when I was like, okay, we'll see what we'll do here. I also thought this movie was a little bit too late because if you saw the original Freaky Friday movie that this is a sequel to, not the original one like the 50s movie, but 2003 movie. In that movie, they kind of imply that the uh, son and might switch bodies as well, and or whatever. They imply other characters might switch body. A different character might switch bodies, basically. And now that we're getting the sequel, all this time later, it felt like okay, well, I get why you had to do it this way, but honestly, when thinking about it, that worked out for the best. But yeah, I went to an early screening, and I was always gonna check it out. I was curious, but I thought I'd be like passable. I'm here to say that this movie is right on par with that 2003 remake. It is might even be better in some instances where certain elements of that movie were dated and don't hold up well. I think there's this one will hold up a little bit stronger than that first one, but yeah, it's just really great. First of all, they reinvent the dynamic in a fun way where you have four different characters switching bodies, and I gotta say, everybody, Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis, and these two other young actresses, I'm forgetting their names, they're really great because they all have to do like impressions of each other, and one has like a British accent, and one's Jamie Lee Curtis, so they all have to do these different impressions of each other while in each other's bodies. And they all pull it off in such comedic flair and just the right amount of energy and emotion. Like everybody is giving it their all here, and there's so much fun to be had with that. The callbacks to the original that exist in this movie, they have to, right? Um, don't feel like annoying callbacks. They felt like clever jokes that made sense to kind of be doing all these different roles in this movie. And it had a great soundtrack. And yeah, I just laughed consistently throughout this whole movie. I also thought a lot of the messages about found family and making all that work, and just all really clever reincorporations throughout the whole movie. And I just absolutely fell more and more in love with this movie as it went along. I just think that they really found the right way to get this to work, because this is not an easy movie to get to work. I mean, you already did Freaky Friday a bunch of times. They've done parodies of Freaky Friday, all this stuff. It's kind of an overdone formula, and they just do it in such a unique way. Everybody gave their all and had their new dynamics, and yeah, it was just a really entertaining movie that I thought really was just a wonderful time with the movies. And I'm really just really shocked that I enjoyed it as much as I did, because I didn't think this movie was going to work. I didn't think it'd be horrible or anything. I thought it'd be like a 5 out of 10, or at worst like a 4 out of 10. But no, this is like a 7 or 8 out of 10 movie. Really had a great time and would recommend. Also, my theater has these Freaky Friday buckets, and I gotta say, these are really lame. Like, I bought the cup because if you see the idea here, it looks like popcorn, but it's actually the cup, because swap, right? The one that looks like the drink is the one you use for popcorn. But if you've seen the one they use for popcorn, you can't hold very many popcorn in it, much popcorn in it. But this one, you can hold a pretty substantial amount of a drink here. It's like a large drink, or at least a medium drink, right? So I bought the cup because I use cups like this when I go to work and stuff. But yeah, I just find it crazy that how weird popcorn buckets have got, because like if you can't if it looks cool and you can't eat popcorn out of it, I feel like you're messing up a little bit. We need to get back to it can look cool and actually be plausible to eat popcorn out of, because some of these are like, what the fuck are we doing? Let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe.